before we get into the video, I would like to give a quick shout out to these people right here. And yeah, I totally forgot last week, and I'm sorry, but I remembered this time, so here you all are. Thank you so much for commenting on my videos. I really appreciate it. And if you would like to be the comment of the week, all you gotta do is comment. And hopefully my memory isn't terrible and I remember. I'm sorry. Howdy me peeps. Today I'm going to be doing a sketchbook tour of this sketchbook right here that I just finished yesterday. So I plan on painting this cover maybe next week. And I don't know, I want to use gouache, but I'm thinking I should probably use acrylic. So if you have any advice on that, or if you think it will matter if I use gouache or acrylic, or it doesn't matter, please let me know, because I need some help, because I don't know. And I have something sketched out on here already. I sketched this out months ago because I thought I was gonna finish this sketchbook earlier, but I didn't. So I'm probably going to do something different than what you see on the cover, but I do want to paint it, so if you have any advice on painting sketchbooks, let me know. Okay. Let's just go ahead and get in this thing right here. And I hope you can see alright. I mean, zoom just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. So, I started the sketchbook back in January, and I just finished it yesterday, so about 9 months to finish this sketchbook, which is pretty long for me. I typically finish these things a lot quicker, but I did both pages this time, so that meant I had more pages to fill, basically. So anyway, usually when I do sketchbook tours, I talk too much, so I'll try my best not to do that. I'm probably going to talk the whole time, but I'm going to try not to talk about each and every drawing, because there are a lot of them. Like a lot. And as per usual, I've taped off pages that I don't want you to see. Anyway, you can't even see the whole screen. That's a little bit better. So, I really like this page. That's all I'm going to say. Because if I tried to say another thing, I would start rambling and it would get really long. One time I had a sketchbook tour and it was like an hour long, and that's pretty long. So I don't want to do that. So in the sketchbook I have 2 main characters that feature prominently. That's this character, his name is Lentz, and this character here named Kamer, and they're my OCs, and I love them, and I like to draw them. Also, another thing that I would like to mention is that I noticed that I don't really utilize the space well. So what I did somewhere towards the middle is I started to try my best to fill as much area as I could, and I feel like it just makes for a better looking sketchbook if you try to fill as much space as possible, in my opinion. Plus it's not wasteful, you know. My pages end up looking like this, basically. So this is a page I went back and added stuff, instead of this where I just throw out 4 things and leave and turn the page, or I don't know, it's like I get tired of a page and then I just move on, but that's kind of wasteful, so I stopped doing that, which was nice. I hope I'm not going too fast, also. I have to find balance. Really like this sketch here. I think it's nice. And one thing I do sometimes when I really like a sketch after I've drawn it is I do this. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? Barely. Okay, I put these 3 little lines here to kind of draw attention to it. And it's interesting to see what I liked when I first drew it and what I end up liking after I've gone back and looked at it after a while, because it's just interesting to see what I preferred in my own work. Also, since the sketchbook took me a while to fill, I noticed that my style has changed a little bit. I noticed it specifically with the character Lance. I started drawing him a little bit differently, and that kind of translated into the rest of my style, because he looks kind of boxy, which is fine. But later on, I started kind of rounding out a lot of my shapes, and his head was one of those, because his face is really square, but not anymore. Now his face is oval, which is cool too, you know? I really like this sketch. I totally forgot that I wanted to do that. I wanted to go back and fill in some of these empty spaces, but, well, it's not too late. I could, but probably should have done that before I started doing this, you know. Oh, I also started doing this kind of style. It's like the same proportions and everything, but I just draw dot eyes, and it just makes it look a lot simpler and more cartoony and stuff, and I really like it, and I think it's cool. Oh my. Okay. This is kind of what I mean about the better looking spreads. And also here you can kind of see where my style started changing with these two, because this is an older one and then this is a newer one. I did a video a while ago about why I like to sketch with Prismacolors, and I wish I had followed my own advice, because I don't know if you could see these well enough, but if I did this with a black Prismacolor, you would see it just fine. But anyway, so these two, same character. This is his old design, and then this is his new design, so I kind of rounded out some of his boxiness. And I've done that with just my style in general, I feel. So, that's neat. This is a redraw of a really old drawing I did in a video. Really old. I think it's my first Draw With Me video, so that was probably back in 2016, I think. Or 2017. I can't remember. Oh look, it's Mudge the cat, but it's a businessman. I don't know, I think it's funny. Yep. I really like this one because it's funny. I like making fun of my OCs. I don't know if anyone else does that. Probably somebody else does that. I can't imagine I'm the only one that does it, but I just think it's really funny to just draw silly drawings. And one thing I noticed about my work in sketchbooks versus everything else is that in my sketchbook I'm really carefree. And first, I really like this. Anyway, I don't really care how stuff looks, and because of that, I tend to experiment with things more, and in doing that, I end up with better drawings, in my opinion. I just like the stuff that I do in my sketchbooks a lot more. And also, this is about the point when I started actually using the page to its fullest. And this is the exact drawing when I can't even see it. Stop focusing on red, Lord. Please. Thank you. Oh, okay. So this drawing down here is when I changed Lence's design. And if I recall correctly, it was by accident. I just drew like an oval and then drew his face on the oval, on the egg. And really liked how it turned out. So I kept doing it, you know. I also just slightly changed his nose just a little bit, the way I draw it in the front view, because I really liked how his nose looked in the side profile, but I didn't like how it looked in the front view. I felt like he looked like a different person from the side, and that didn't make any sense, so I tried to figure out what it was that I needed to change to make his design a little more cohesive. Also, really like this page because I just made fun of my OC a bunch of times, and I think that's funny, as I've already mentioned. I don't know. I just think it's funny. Kind of like this one too, because I did the same thing, just making fun of him. Oh yes, this is what I mean. So these ones here and these were done with Prismacolors, and you can just see the sketch a lot better than the pencil sketches, I feel. It just looks nicer. But I don't know why I just didn't use it this time. I go through phases with my art supplies. It's like one moment I'm just like really into like pencils and stuff, and then the next I'm like, forget pencils. Pencils, we don't know pencils. Pencils are gone. We don't need them anymore. We're on paints now. And I just keep flip-flopping between things, and it just be like that sometimes, you know? Really like this sketch, as I have already pointed out in the sketch by drawing those little lines. And I really like this page too. It's supposed to be Kamier and his mom. Yep. And then I drew him a bunch more times. I really like this down here. You probably can't really see it, but I have a viewfinder now. Like, since I upgraded my camera, I can see what I'm doing, but I can't see if it's good enough, you know? I just feel like these spreads are a lot better because it's got more going on. I really like this sketch too, by the way. It's one of those sketches where I feel like I should go and finish it digitally or something, but I never do, so there's that. I really like the movement in this sketch, and in this whole spread, really. It's just got a lot of movement, you know. Also, this ended up being a finished drawing. I did finish that one, and there's a video about it if you want to see it. Yep. And this was kind of the start of a new style. Wow. And then this page was me kind of refining that style a bit. And I really like it. It's like, I guess, the cutesy version of my style. Yep. And I think it's cute, which I guess is the whole point. So, yeah. Also, another thing that I noticed about my sketches versus everything else that I do is my sketches are a lot more expressive. My characters more alive, and everything just has more movement, and I just prefer my sketches over my finished work usually. But mainly the stuff in my sketchbook. The stuff in my sketchbook is just different than everything else. Like, even if I were to sketch something on paper, it just turns out a lot different than my sketches. It's just weird. I guess it's because I've set, like, the only rule that I've pretty much set for myself in my sketchbook is to just do whatever, even if it means having stuff that doesn't look nice. And because I don't have that pressure on myself, I guess I just am able to do my best work because I'm not pressuring myself to do my best work, if that makes any sense. This has a lot going on, and I like it. I like it a lot. I also really like this sketch here. It's really small. And this one. these are a lot of the newer stuff. I actually stopped drawing like a couple of weeks ago. For like a couple of weeks. And it took me a while to get back into it, which I haven't gotten to those sketches yet. You'll see those in a minute. Also, this became a finished drawing. This was for my July 1st drawing, so there's a video on that if you want to go see it. Anyway, I really like my style at the moment. It's specifically in my sketchbook because like I said, I just feel like my sketches are better. Things just look more, I don't know. I don't know if I can come up with any more words to describe what I feel my sketches are. Here's an example, if I can quickly pull out my other sketchbook of what I'm talking about. So this was the first drawing that I drew. This was like the initial sketch, I guess, to plan out this drawing. And this just looks like the pose is just better than this. I don't know. It's weird. Also, how many pages I got left in this thing? I got like 5 pages left in this. I've been drawing in this thing since I started the channel, pretty much. Since I started uploading consistently. So, July 26, 17, that's what that first picture said, and I still haven't finished it. So, maybe one day I will, and maybe I will share it with you. Also, I've been meaning to make this a finished piece, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Here's one thing I will say. What I do if I have a piece that I want to do digitally or even traditionally and I want to sketch it on paper, but when you're sketching on paper you can't really move things around like you can on the computer. So what I'll do is I'll break the drawing down into individual pieces. So like here is supposed to be like a speeder, which is from the Star Wars universe. So I've drawn the speeder, and then I drew the characters that were supposed to be in the speeder separately. And what I would do is I would scan this, put it into the computer, and then rearrange things to fit. So I could kind of keep my sketch, but be able to change it on the computer. So it's like the best of both worlds, kind of. I do that sometimes. I don't do it all the time, but I just do it whenever I feel like I would prefer to use a traditional sketch over something I've sketched in the computer or whatever. I really like this sketch here. It's supposed to be a play on when Mace Windu says to Anakin, "Take a seat, young Skywalker." I don't know. I just think it's good. Okay, so this is the more recent stuff, and this is me trying to get back into sketching, which, I don't know, you probably can't tell much difference between this stuff and the other stuff, but I can, and that's all that matters. Anyway, but, first of all, I really like this. If you've ever, like, just taken a break from drawing for a little while, you might notice that it's just, it's like you know how to draw, but like your hand just will not cooperate, and that's what I was dealing with. Like, it just felt weird to hold the pencil. So, basically for the past week, I don't know how long, I'm really bad at, I don't know what I was trying to say. I just couldn't think of the words. It's kind of early in the morning. I'm usually asleep, to be honest. Anyway, I really like this sketch, by the way. And this one here, oh my goodness, I like it. I put it in my Instagram story the other day because I liked it so much. Now, since I took that little break from drawing unintentionally, I've forgotten how to draw the other OC came here. So that's what this page was about. Me trying to figure out how to draw them again. Which is, it's like a weird thing when you just like forget how to draw your own characters. Because you haven't drawn them in a while. And this page, well, the top part, I was kind of trying to remember how I used to draw Lentz and like using his old design but with my current style, while also making fun of myself for how I used to come up with character designs. Really like this sketch and this one too. That's my other OC, Jukari, and she's in the comic that I have not worked on in a minute with the character came here. So there's that. And wow, we are at the end. This is the last page. So that's my sketchbook. It's an Artist Loft sketchbook. You get these for like $5 at Michael's. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you liked my sketchbook, and I hope maybe it inspired you to finish your sketchbook. Sketchbooks may seem scary because of that first page thing, but if you if you decide that you don't care about how things turn out in your sketchbook, then it's all good. Because sketchbooks are for practicing and making ugly looking drawings. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to support me and my artwork, you can head over to my Ko-fi page. You can give like a minimum of $3 and it just like, it helps me out, you know? Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please enjoy the rest of your day.